Hello everyone, welcome to Caroline's Craft Tree. Today we are doing another video in the Extreme Junk Journal Jam. Now if you've watched the other ones, you know that I bought over 200 pounds. Yes, over 200 pounds of jewelry, which I've been sorting, washing, just cleaning up, trying to decide some of the things of what I want to do with it. But I just kind of wanted, now that I've got it, it's all been sorted, it's all been washed, still a bit more sorting to do, and I'll kind of explain that as I go along. But we have just one little baggie. Now this is mostly watches in here. There's a couple other like big things in here, some big snap type things, but I didn't wash the watches, of course, but all the watches I'll take apart and I'll use like the faces and any parts that might be suitable for different things. There is one bag of rings, and I thought these will be really good for like to put around like a scarf or a tie or something like that. So I kept all the rings separate. We got this bag, and some of this was sorted to my way of thinking how I would use stuff. These are all really big hoop earrings. Not quite sure what I will do with these as of yet, but I will try and come up with something. I'm thinking maybe weaving a scarf in them or something for on the front of the journal, but I did keep those separate. What do we got here? Now these are all, these are just gems that were loose, so they've fallen off of something. So I kept them all because you never know when we'll need them. I've got a bag of like bead caps, I guess a lot of them would be. Some are more for a like a tassel type thing. We've got a bag full of some big jump rings, some pin type things, eye pins, whatever they call that. There's a couple other odds and ends, so this will get sorted a little bit better. And then these two bags are full of like the shepherd hooks. Not quite sure what I will do with them as of yet. This one's got a lot of the lobster claws. It's got a bunch of the earrings backs, which I saved because of a few ideas I have about things to do with earrings. So this will all get sorted a little bit better. I'll put all the lobster claws together, etc. And there's probably some jump rings in there and different things like that too. So there's all those. We got, now these two bags of earrings still have the backings on them. I started taking all the backs off, and then I thought, well, maybe that's not the best idea because of a couple ideas I have in my head. So then I started leaving them on. So we've got a couple bags of just earrings. A lot of them were already broken or the backs were already off, etc. And then these are like clip-on earrings, and there's a few brooches in here too. And I thought these would be great, and these were ones that I kind of liked a little more than others. But they would be great to just pin on the front of a journal, like for the tie or whatever. And these earrings were actually ones that my sister picked out. And she says, oh, you know, if you happen to come across the match to them. Well, I didn't, so now they need to be sorted and put into where they should go. We have, these are all chains, just chains that were off of necklaces, different sizes. There's some great big huge ones in there. What am I going to do with this? I'm not quite sure, but I got a couple ideas. And any of the craft projects I do with this, I will definitely let you know about them. And I'll probably video them anyway. So let's just move these. I'm just kind of throwing all these down onto the floor here beside me, because there's no way I can fit them all on the table. This is mostly Christmas stuff in here. And there's a few coppery things in here which I am gifting to somebody. But I don't do much with Christmas, so therefore I'll probably gift a lot of this. And this is also like Christmas things that I wouldn't use more than likely, so I will gift that away as well. Then we got, let's see if I can get all this in camera. And I doubt that I will, but let's give it a shot. Oh, what am I doing here? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now these are all beads. Every possible size. Some are I separated them. Like these were from really long bracelets, so then they've got a couple holes in the side, so I separated them. Here's a bag of just kind of like rock type, and some of these are actual real rocks, and some I think are just kind of fake rocks, but we'll see. But there's lots of these in these bags as well. This one here, I've got some like seashells. These red and white ones. There was like about 4 or 5 necklaces that had the exact same beads. So I put those into a container. There's another thing of like rock type things in here. Now there is, what is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 baggies full. Now that's a lot of beads. And I will sort these a little bit more, because I'll put the seed beads kind of together, and any really big beads like these ones here, a lot of those are like really, really big. So I will separate the really big ones and kind of just to make it a little easier when I want to grab something. These are like weird shaped beads, or sort of beads. These were on a bracelet that had elastic on them, so of course anything with elastic I just cut off and just have the beads. But there's those. These are not really per se beads, but I kind of threw them in the bag on their own, kind of as I was cutting things apart. But most of these are just a mixture of beads, and yeah, just about every color, shape, size that you could imagine. So this, and actually that's not all of them, because I have a big bag out right here. I also have these, which I was sort of sorting at one time, and then it was just too awkward with so many bags and so many types of beads. So then I just started throwing them all in a baggie. But here, like, there's a big thing there. Oh, there's a bag of chain in there too. But then there was like these baseball beads and just different things. So if there was a necklace that was, say, all one type of bead, I would take it and then I would put it into a little baggie. But as I say, that kind of stopped after a while, because I just wanted to get them all taken apart, all taken care of. So let me just kind of move these off to the side a little bit. Let me just put this on pause, and I'll do that. Okay, so I got all the beads moved off to the side. Now these are like 4 big baggies. These ones aren't quite full, but hopefully you can see okay through the bags. Now these are earrings, charm type things. A lot of these earrings were on the hoops. So therefore it kind of made it a dangle. There's some little like hoop shapes in here as well that I would use. And I will sort these a little more and sort them kind of charm type things, and then stuff that would have to be glued down. Yeah, just, I really don't know how I'm going to sort it, but I don't want to root through these bags when I want to use something. So therefore, I kind of want to sort it a little bit on how I would use them a little more. But these were pretty much all earring type things. Some of them were probably on chains as well. So there'll be lots that will already have like a place to hang it, etc. And then others that I might need to do something with, put some kind of hook on it or something like that. So there's like, well, if I filled it up, there would be definitely 4 big bags. These look like more like studded earrings that I took the things off the back. I'm going to guess. That one there kind of looks more like that, but I don't know. There's a bunch of charm type stuff in there, so I will eventually go through all these one more time and make a few more easily sorted stuff. I do have a separate place where I keep all the charm type things, so then if I'm making dangles, etc., I know exactly where to go to get things for it. There's a few things too that I'd like to sort according to theme. So I'll probably do all the animals separate and whatnot. Now these bags here, these are things that I want to use as a whole for the most part. I mean, the option is there to take them apart if I want, but also to leave whole for the front of a journal or something. A few ideas that I have. I want to get a shadow box. Oh, trying to pick up a bag off the floor. I want to make a shadow box and make a big C in it for in my room, because I am collecting C's for Caroline. And that's one of the things I'm going to use some of the earrings for and stuff. But these are all, like, there's such a variety in these. But they were things that I thought would be cool just on their own. Now, am I going to pull anything out? Like, this is more of a dangle. But, you know, just like a pin, a really cute little dog pin. It's missing a couple pearls, but I could easily get something for there. And then that could go on the front of a journal, on the tie. You know, again, that's a dangle type thing. This here, oh, you see, that's on elastic, and I don't know why I didn't cut that apart. But I probably will, and then just use the pieces. Bunch of spacer beads there. But these are like very pretty and would be great on the front of a journal. Again, this is more of just a dangle piece. But so many, like there's this here is really, really cool. And that looks like real, something real to me, inlaid. Now it's kind of thick for on the front of a journal, but you never know, and maybe something I will try squashing this down a little bit, but very, very pretty. Love that. And then, like, there's this bracelet. It's kind of got, like, old pictures on there. So even though that's elastic, I wanted to keep these all together. It's actually San Francisco. So it's like a really old bracelet. There's these really old pictures of different places around San Francisco. Like just a big, so many things. So many things. But this here, I think that would go great on the front of a journal. It's got two things there that I could dangle something from if I wanted to. Just this here, like I could put a stone in there or something, but like this here, use on the front of a journal just like that, just for some bling. So many ways you could use these. These are cute, these butterflies. But yes, so many things. This was a whole bracelet, so you know, something like this I might just use as a dangle. So that says guess. But I could use, you know, put a couple of these together and make like a whole dangle out of that without even really doing too much to it. There's this here big bracelet. I think it's a fox. Actually, I might see if my niece wants that. She likes funky jewelry, but that's, you know, a very nice bracelet, actually. I don't wear much for jewelry, but that's pretty cool, actually. I'm going to set that aside and I'll see if she wants it or not. But yeah, just tons of different things. Some weird, some really cool, some lots of sparkly, blingy stuff. Again, something that would go great on the front of a journal, just to add a little bit of bling. This here, I didn't take it all apart. Let's see if I can unhook that piece of chain. But I left that like this because I thought, well, that might be good. I'm not sure if I'll be able to really show that to you, but that would be great on the front of a journal, just kind of like that. But yeah, so anyway, there's five and a half bags of this type of stuff. So that is kind of what I got out of all that jewelry. Now that it's in bags and I've got it pretty much sorted, it doesn't seem so overwhelming. How am I going to store all this? I still do not know. Like I've got a ton of beads. And as I say, I'll go through it and sort the really big beads, the seed beads, etc. Just so then when I want bigger beads, I can just pull out one container or one bag or something. But yeah, I really do not know yet how I'm going to store all this stuff. A lot of it will probably be left in bags. This is just a bag of basically things that were on necklaces or something, but I thought I would use as a whole, like, because they're beaded, but they've already got the pin thing, the eye pin or whatever through them, so I can kind of use them almost the way they are. Some of these are probably this type of thing as well. But yeah, that's where I'm sitting right now. I do have a container of stuff that I was pulling out to send to a few people. Yeah, just so much stuff. And now it's a matter of using it. And I don't think I will ever use this much jewelry. But hey, you never know, I might come up with a great idea. Maybe I'll try and sell some, you know, like sell a box of it or something. I don't really know yet. I've still got, you know, like say a tiny little bit more fine sorting to do. But for now, it's staying like this. And because I'm kind of tired of sorting jewelry. I have been playing at this for probably 2 months now, I guess. But it's been great. Like, you know, I love going through it all and doing all that sorting stuff and whatnot. Isn't that beautiful? Again, it's something on elastic. I wouldn't trust some of this elastic because I think it's old, but those are just beautiful. I mean, this would be a bracelet that I would have worn for sure years ago. But I don't like how the elastic is stretched, but that's a pretty cute bracelet, I have to admit. But all that I got to do is restring some of those and use a chunk of that on the front of a journal or something. And it is a little bit purplish, which is really nice. But so many cool pieces. Like there's this here necklace again with these flowers. It's gorgeous. Not gorgeous as in, oh, I'd wear it, but gorgeous as in, wouldn't that look awesome on the front of a journal? Nice fall style journal, being that they're kind of in these orange and browns. And like there's a jump ring missing there. Well, that's easy to fix. Or I have the option to take those apart and just use, like, these three are together. These three are together. But just a gorgeous piece. What other? Well, there's a unicorn. But all kinds of. There's this here too. Like those would go great on the front of a journal. This here, you know, was a necklace, kind of a rose-colored gold. A couple of stones missing, but that's okay. I can handle that. Put another stone in there, or just leave that piece out, or put a three-dimensional flower on there or something. Tons of stuff. See, and this is something else. I love this, and I believe those are real stones. But how do you use that on a journal? Can't really cut it. Like, you couldn't use wire cutters to cut that. But kept it just because it's kind of cool. What else? You got anything else in here? Oh, there's this cute little piece. That would look great on the front of a journal. Things like this, you can't really use them as a dangle because they're just not the right shape. But boy, that would look awesome on the front of a journal. Just that little bit of bling to bring out stuff. What else do we got? This here big sheet type thing. I think it was a necklace. It's kind of hooked up weird there. It's something snagged, but kind of looks like chainmail armor. So something like that on the front of a journal. Oh yeah, that's thin enough you could actually use on the inside of your journal. What's this piece here too? Couple of stones missing, but it's, well, maybe not. Maybe they're not missing. Yeah, I think they would be, but put a different stone in there, or just use the couple of pieces that have the stones in the middle. These I think could still be used just the way they are. Maybe a picture behind there or something. Who knows? There is quite a bit of this type of stuff. Just like little bling chain type thing. This is great for just a little piece of trim on something. Love this stuff. Love, love, love. Quite a bit of that throughout in this. But that is it. Pretty sure any other videos you see from this will be me actually using stuff up from, you know, making projects with the jewelry, etc. Something else. This is like a cowboy tie. So that would make a great tie on the front of a cowboy themed or a Western themed journal. One of the few things I kept that were like leather or lacy type things. They were in pretty clean shape, so I just used a rag and just wiped them off. But those would be really cool as a tie for a Western themed journal. There's probably, I think, 6 or so of these, different colors, different designs on them, etc. But I hope you have enjoyed this series. As I say, stay tuned for a few things, making stuff with this, or possibly even some jewelry kits in my shop or something. Who knows? Who knows what I'll do? But hope you enjoyed it. Check out the links below. Check out all my other videos, the shop. Come visit on Facebook, etc. And we'll see you again soon. Bye.